Welcome back to NBA Today. So yesterday was a big day in Los Angeles. James Harden, he spoke for the first time as a member of the Los Angeles Clippers, and I asked him when does he plan to make his debut for this team, and he said that he's hopeful as long as workouts continue going well that it'll be Monday in Madison Square Garden. But it was also the first time that he reflected on what he didn't exactly feel worked in Philadelphia.
Philly is just, changing my role, knowing I can give more, knowing I can do more. But if you want to be honest, like being on a leash. When I'm in a leash, I'm not meant just shooting the basketball every time. I meant like I think the game and I'm a creator on the court. You know what I mean? So if I got a voice to where I can, hey coach, I see this. What you think about this? Then it's like, oh, okay. Like somebody that trusts me, that believes in me, that understands me, that I'm just not I'm not a system player. I am a system.
So he went on to say that, he's already been the guy who scores 35 a game. He doesn't necessarily need that. He wants to win, but most of all, he wants a coach who sort of listens to him, and he didn't feel like he had that relationship with higher-ups in Philadelphia. But I'm going to be honest, when he said that part about I am the system, I'm not a system player, everyone in the room, we all sort of went like, was that what he said? Perk, what stood out to you from that?
Everything. And number one, no one trusts you, James, and no one should trust you. We just watched you last season quit in a crucial Game 7 and lay down on your team. Okay, number two, he had the ball in his hands a lot last season in the pick and roll with Joel Embiid. He led the league in assists. And if you were asking the Philadelphia 76ers to base their offense around you when you got a 7'1", 280-pound version of Akeem Olajuwon down there, then he's crazy. And I said a prayer for Ty Lue for a reason. Like, this is Paul George and Kawhi Leonard's team. And the fact that James even have that mindset is crazy to me, knowing that he should be coming into this team willing to do whatever he needs to do, losing himself into the team and not making it about what James could do. How can you tell a championship coach how to coach you and put you in position when you actually never been there and completed the mission?
James Harden's going to be judged on one thing in L.A., and that's winning.
Yeah.
It's not going to be on leading the league in assists or leading the league in scoring again. It's going to be on winning, and they have a group here with Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook, and now James Harden, who, that's where they are in their careers. And if he wants a new deal with the Clippers, that's his best chance to get paid probably more than anywhere else he could get in the market. It's going to be staying in L.A., and the way to stay in L.A. is to win this year and then get Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, get the organization to commit to them to re-sign. But it's not going to be around numbers or stats.
Well, question, when you say win, what you mean by winning?
You mean winning at all?
Is that a conference final?
Right.
Is it far enough that it looks like this works?
Belief.
We were healthy,
Yep.
And we're going to keep going. Does that mean they have to win the championship? It's never that simple. But I think for James Harden at this point in his career, and you said it, Perk, he's going to be the third option with this team. He was the second option in Philly, probably about to become the third option behind Maxey, but he's clearly the third option here.
And I think, Woj, you nailed it because you said the words at this point in his career. And I wanted to really define what system means because I think people hear that and they get confused, like who's a system player and who's not. You have a certain level of talent where you don't belong to a system. I'm talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo, Steph Curry to some degree, LeBron James. But you have to know at what point in your career do you now belong to the system? Because based on what you provide, what is the reality here? And I think James at some point, because I'm someone from Houston who watched James and supported him, he was a non-system player all the way until he got to Philly. And then he was forced by nature of where he was and the role he played to now belong to a system. Newsflash, you're playing with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and you have a team Russell Westbrook, that is able to contend for a championship. You need to fit into that system. It's the best thing for you, and that doesn't mean you're anything less. It means you have more of a chance to win.
Preach it.
Yeah, what is the Clippers system? What has it been? I don't know if there really has been one other than they have great one-on-one players and a lot of shooting around them, and now they're bringing in another great one-on-one player. They have a lot of talent. Believe it or not, this can work. It's not impossible for them to get that far with this group of guys, but it's not going to work if it's a bunch of dudes in their 30s playing your turn, my turn, isolation basketball. Everyone's going to be able to play that some, but for this to work, you want to be Denver, a team that can play with its eyes closed. They know each other so well. You're going to have to run some Harden, Kawhi Leonard pick and rolls if that's where the mismatches are. Harden, Paul George pick and rolls. Harden might have to set a ball screen every once in a while. Harden might have to take a catch and shoot three. He's going to have to take those. He's been allergic to those shots for 10 years. He's going to have to play defense. Like, you're not going to win the title. You're not going to win 4 playoff series with every individual player thinking, I'm the system. No, I'm the system. I'm the system. There's going to have to be some coherence to all of it, and they have the goods to do it. They have the goods to play that way. But, man, they got a lot of questions to answer and a lot of dudes who are used to having the ball in their hands for a long time. It's going to be really interesting to watch.
It certainly is. Let's go from the system to the process. James Harden's former team, the Sixers, they played the Raptors last night. 5 minutes into the second quarter is where we're going to pick this one up. Ooh, looking fly. The new folks in town in Philadelphia. James Harden no longer there. Obviously, Robert Covington a part of that trade as well. Joel Embiid elevates, gets a little fadeaway jump shot to go.
Look, this is too easy for him. He's figured it out where to not get doubled, how to have that nice little touch on your mid-range. I think that's why they're able to continue to do what they've always done.
Let's go ahead here. One more look at this from Joel Embiid.
Come on, Perk.
Quick spin off the elbow with a Euro for the N1 float.
Ahead to the fourth quarter here.
Right there.
Under 5 minutes to go. The 76ers up by 10. Tyrese Maxey, he finds Joel Embiid for the slam.
Great job by Tyrese Maxey actually pulling the pick and roll, giving Joel Embiid a chance to roll to the basket, drawing 2.
76ers get the win. Let's take a listen to Joel Embiid after the game, who was asked about
I
James
just
Harden.
feel like, we allowed him to just be himself, and we gave him the ball every single possession. And because he's really good. I mean, he's an amazing, player. Obviously, being that great of a passer, I think we gave him the ball. If you watch again, we gave him the ball every single possession to just go out and, do his thing. The only thing I care about is winning. That's my focus, and I hope that we all on the same page, because that's all I want. And the moment we're not on the same page, then that's a discussion for another day. But I think these guys want to win, and we're going to do our best.
All right, so when you hear a top player make those types of comments, obviously he's being asked about what James Harden said about being a system versus the system versus a system player. Well, what do you make of that, Woj?
Well, you're going to hear this a lot from Joel Embiid over maybe the next year. This isn't going away. For him in Philadelphia, he's going to have to buy in to what Daryl Morey's vision is there with the assets they've gotten, whether that's at the trade deadline, whether he sells them on what they can do around the draft or free agency with trades or free agent signings to get a team around him that he believes in moving forward. This is true for, we could probably argue the number of players, but maybe 6, 7, 8 players in the league who at any given time who are legit franchise level MVP players in their prime. Every organization is at the mercy of whether they're happy, whether they believe in it. It doesn't matter whether you're going to become a free agent or you have 4 years left on the deal. That is the reality of the NBA, and Philly knows that. And now they're going to spend literally every waking day trying to convince Joel Embiid everything he wants, and if that's most of all winning, can still happen with the Sixers.
Well, I didn't take it as a shot like Giannis kind of threw out that subliminal to the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm watching Joel Embiid play, and nothing about him tells me that he's not interested or not ready to continue to be in the Sixers uniform. I mean, the way he's producing on both ends of the floor, all Daryl Morey got to do is continue to be who he is, and that's one of the most aggressive GMs to ever be a GM in the league, right, and make a move for him.
and Joel knows this, too, that he is smart about this league, and he talks about team building a lot with his front office. And as a great player, you look around, and if you say, well, I might be traded here or you could trade me there, they also look at what that team has to give up to acquire him and look there and go, does that actually give me a better chance in that place?
Right.
And he does know what he has in Philly. And you talk about a relationship between a city and a star athlete. I think there are very few love affairs like Joel in Philadelphia.
Absolutely, and we get a good one. The Philadelphia 76ers tomorrow take on the Phoenix Suns.